And this is so much fun on the Morning Brew. We have Jamie Ohrt here, and you are with the zoo.
Yes.
And you are a primate keeper.
Yes.
I love this. I love this. This is great. And so you work with all of the great apes?
Great apes and the monkeys. So we have 3 great apes and then a handful of other monkeys that we work with. So it's over 20 animals, and they're just fun and exciting all the time.
And I need you to settle a dispute I've got with my neighbors.
Yes.
This is funny. I don't live too far from the zoo. And every night in the summers, I hear this. And my neighbors think it is the lions. But I have been told it is one of the great apes that's got this giant roar. Is it honestly one of the great apes that roars really loudly, or is it the lions we're hearing?
We have a couple animals at the zoo that can make those sounds that you're hearing. The lions are definitely really loud, so it could be the lions. We also have sea lions that do a lot of barking, so you could hear those kind of oh.
Yeah.
So that's the sea lion sound.
Those drive my dog nuts.
Oh, right. It sounds exactly like that. But we also have Simon gibbons, and they have these really loud throat sacs that make these booming calls that can be heard for miles. So it could also be our Simons.
I think that's what it is, because what do they sound like? Can you do the...
Oh, there's no way I could do the sound.
Is it that...
It's kind of a loud oh.
Yeah.
And they really get going, and they'll call for 20 minutes sometimes, and that's a territorial vocalization. The males and females have specific roles that they do, so they each have their own part in their little song that they sing.
Oh, crazy. Okay, so next time I'm listening to the zoo from my house, I'll have to pay attention to what animal calls I'm hearing. But this is Ape-ril. Get it? Ape-ril. It's great. And because of that, you guys are celebrating apes.
Yes.
And what's the difference between an ape and a monkey and a gorilla? Or are they all apes?
Gorillas are apes.
Gorillas are apes.
The differences between apes and monkeys, we get a lot of confusion with that.
Right.
Apes are generally larger in size, and they don't have a tail.
Okay.
So monkeys,
no tail.
No tails, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They're just like people. So, we don't have tails, they don't have tails.
Excellent.
So if you see a tail on an animal, most likely a monkey. If not, it's an ape.
Okay, very cool. So what do we have? We have all kinds of apey stuff.
Yeah, we're actually doing a drawing to help raise money for some conservation efforts. Some of the money that we raise will stay at the biopark and go to our apes. Other ones will go to institutes like the Jane Goodall Institute. So we have a wonderful quilt that was donated to us by some special needs students. They created the whole thing. It's beautiful, animal themed. We're raffling off one of our gorilla paintings. A lot of our animals do paintings, which most people don't know about.
Gorillas actually do paint.
Yeah. So this is one of Tuli Vu's paintings. She's an excellent painter. We also have other prize packs. Some of the other items that we're raffling off include memberships for a year. So a family of 4 can come visit the zoo anytime they want. So hopefully people will come out and buy some raffle tickets.
And puppets?
Yeah, we have a little Simon thing here for the kids.
That's very cool. And so when you say conservation efforts, does that mean helping save forests in Africa?
Yeah, exactly. The Jane Goodall Institute does a lot of great work in helping protect chimpanzee habitat. They're also working to raise Ebola awareness efforts, so that way people realize that these animals suffer from human diseases as well.
I had no idea they could get Ebola.
Ebola actually has devastated the chimp and gorilla populations in the last 30 years. Almost a third of both of those populations have disappeared just because of Ebola.
Oh, wow. Are there other diseases like that we didn't know about that are just devastating the animal world?
Ebola is a really big one, but they can get lots of human diseases. A lot of respiratory issues affect gorillas. At the zoo, we wear masks anytime we interact with the animals. We also take TB tests. Tuberculosis is another big one that affects them.
Oh, wow. So I have no idea. I mean, I've been to the zoo and I've seen the enclosures, and I know that there are a lot of apes and gorillas and monkeys and everything else. How many do you guys have? We
have 9 western lowland gorillas.
And are those the ones, when I think of like the Jane Goodall specials on PBS back in the day, are those the ones that she was with?
Jane Goodall's mostly with chimpanzees. Diane Fossey is the one who's kind of
maybe that's who I'm thinking
gorillas.
of, with the giant ones that kind of walk
around.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes.
Gorillas have the big silver back. They're very black in coloration, whereas chimps have those big ears.
Right.
They can be black or brown. And then we have the orangutans, which are the bright red coloration.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And how many? Oh, we have some of the orangutans right here. These guys are great. And I always have wondered, are they? Because you get to actually work in the enclosures with them.
We don't go in with them, but we definitely have direct contact with them through meshing so that we're protected, they're protected, everybody's safe.
And are they like gentle? Are they strong? Are they, I would be scared to death of one of these things because they are 7 times my size and 15 times as strong, right?
Yeah, they're definitely a lot bigger than us, but they definitely have their sensitive moments too. They'll stick their fingers out and paint with us. We could do training behaviors so that, they'll let us do a voluntary injection or let us monitor their hearts. So they definitely can be really, really sensitive.
That's pretty cool. So, and then at the zoo, what are you hoping to raise money for locally? I know some of this goes to conservation efforts, some of it goes to working here. What does this support locally?
What we really want to do is raise some money for our kiddos. We want to buy them lots of new toys, get them kind of some novel enrichment items to help keep them entertained in their yards, maybe even build some new structures for them.
Cool.
So we really want to give them more to play with.
What's a ape toy like?
Really sturdy. We use a lot of old recycled barrels, so they're these big desert plastic toys. They can be, you know, maybe an inch thick so that they can't crack them.
Oh, of course,
but we drill holes in there, we'll put little peanuts and treats inside, and they'll sit there and maneuver that toy around trying to get the goodies out.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, like, play with that, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no, we have a hard time getting the toys out sometimes, or the treats out from the toys, so.
So how can people become more involved in ape conservation locally, beyond just, you know, helping out at the zoo with this?
Well, again, we encourage them to come out to the BioPark. We support a lot of different organizations, which is an easy way for people to help. We also just want people to come out and, you know, learn about the animals. By being aware, they gain a lot of perspective on what's going on out there. But again, we encourage them to donate to Jane Goodall Institute, Diane Fossey Fund. We're also raising money for signings this year as well.
Oh, very cool. And Ashley, what is your favorite exhibit at the zoo? I know that you've got to have one. We all have one.
The polar bear one.
I was going to say polar bears for me, too.
I love the polar bear one.
These polar bears are awesome.
Oh, they're a lot of fun. Yeah,
Right.
they really get out there and play and swim and do all that fun
They
stuff.
do. They're just so playful.
Right?
So, yeah.
But talk about an animal to be scared of. I think that would be one that you wouldn't want to, like, reach through the mesh for a polar bear, right?
Yeah, any of the animals at the zoo, we don't encourage anyone to try and stick their fingers in there. I mean, they are all wild animals. You know, they may be in the zoo, but they're not
Right.
you know, your pet at home.
Right. So next time I hear that loud growl, probably it is a...
If it's a growl, probably the lion.
And if it's a bark, it's probably the
Probably
sea
the
lion.
sea lion or the Simon, yeah.
Awesome. Well, great. We're going to be back. We got our friends from the Animal Humane coming up in a couple of minutes, and they got more animal stuff, including a puppy named Bowtie.
Adorable.
I know, he's
I love
backstage.
that
Really
name.
cute.
We're going to see if you got a bow tie for Bowtie.
Maybe so. I
All
might.
right. Back in a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew with Friends.